Yes, we are back again in Train Sim World 5. I've lost the inability to speak. Back again down there in Cornwall, because that's how they speak. Train don't stop. Canberra, no. That place, Wednesday. Anyway, one of the places it doesn't stop on Wednesdays. Camborne? Wednesdays. Anyway, that's what we're doing. West Cornwall Local. I've lost it already. Yes, because of the Riviera line coming up soon, I thought I'd get as close as we can in this before we do the Riviera line in a few weeks' time. It is Camborne, thank you. So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to check out the links in the doobly-doo below to where you can get Train Sim World 5. Twain Sim. I said Twain Sim. This is definitely going to be one of those, isn't it? To where you can watch me live on Twitch. And to where you can join the Discord server as well. This is going out on a Tuesday, rather oddly, because I've run out of space on other days of the week. Right, that's that bit done. Good evening to Trent. Hi. Dean. Nigel. Hello. Name's Nigel. Peanut. Stokey. Nigel again. And Dean. Yes, so good evening, West Cornwall Local. I only realised, I thought... I'm going to waffle for a second. I do pre-warn you. I actually thought there's only a little bit of track missing between where the Riviera line's going to get to, which I can show you. There. So where the Riviera line goes in the bottom left-hand corner, so Plymouth, and where this one comes in, which I haven't got a map for, in St Austell. I thought, oh, there's only a couple of stations missing. There isn't. You've got the whole bit going to Loo. You've got the whole branch line going up to Newquay, and then multiple stations in between. It almost needs its own separate DLC for the bit between Plymouth and St Austell. I wonder if that's why they've done it. I wonder if we'll get the bit in between at some point. Anyway, there we go. So we're going to do West Cornwall, the local type thing. And we'll start at the very beginning. I am doing a modern timetable. This is available as a mod. There's the normal timetable, and then I've got the modern timetable. Well, because we're going to get the 800s and the 150s, etc., in the Riviera line, or on the Riviera line, or under the Riviera line, or over the Riviera line, I thought we may as well do this all modern-like. So yeah, the modern timetable gives you high-speed train runs, the 150, and then the 801. Which we will be getting. So let's scroll down and do one of these to Penzance. The date is today because that's the date. Yeah, I'd love that, Pina. I really would. My controls thing isn't working because I've upgraded to Windows 11 since I last played this. So I can't use my throttle, so it's going back to using old-fashioned keys. I need to reinstall the software, but that's the thing. Right, let's track IR. Yeah, don't stop Camborne Wednesdays, though. That's the only thing. Your foottle good ideas. It's your middle name. I thought your middle name was Margaret. Oh, God, I've got a button mapped to the key. I've got to do it myself now, haven't I? So master key on. Reverse into forward. Lights to full. Margaret. That was your middle name, wasn't it? Oh, hang on, that might have to be it. Oh, we got a HST next to us, ready to go out. Right, tabulations. Right, let's open the doors. Let the yeah, I can't. I haven't got a. It's too far ahead. That's the only problem. I guess I can go to the other end. Oh, hang on. Well, I think there's our thumbnail, don't you? So, where are we going? In the real world, I'm middle name less. Oh, you haven't got the middle name. Your parents can be bothered. I know what your first name is. Right, so we're stopping at Truro, Redruth, Camborne. Good thing it's not a Wednesday. Hale, St Earth, and Penzance. So we're going all the way down from St Austell to the Penzance type place, because that's what we're doing. Hello, Michael. Hello, Sim. We will wait until 10:14. Lock doors. Well, HST is going off. So that's going off towards Plymouth, because HSTs do still run down here from Penzance up to Plymouth. I got on one last year, I think from Truro, from Truro to somewhere, which is where you're going. McBone. Right, I've got to do this the old-fashioned way now. There we go. It's very quiet. How do I like the Windows 11? Good, apart from the fact that I just forgot to install software this morning. Last weekend. It seems to load faster. I've had it on my laptop for ages. It's just haven't been bothered to put it on this. How does this train operate without overhead and third rail? They're diesel. They actually sound really good on diesel. Diesel doesn't run beyond Chippenham? I want to say Chippenham, because so they switch to diesel. So if they're going to Cardiff and they go round via, if they're going to Bristol Parkway, they switch to diesel. It's very jittery. First time running this on Windows 11. Yeah, they're by mode. But yeah, they do. When I went down to Cornwall on one earlier in the year, they do sound good on diesel. Obviously, it's not modeled that well in this from an audio point of view. Can you switch that cooking sim again? We will be doing that again at some point, yes. Not tonight, Josephine. So yeah, very quiet in the cab. Right, so we started at St Austell, which is at the eastern end of the line. We're going to make our way all the way down to Penzance. Hopefully the IET that we've got coming for Train Sim World 6 actually sounds good in diesel mode, because that's going to be on diesel all the way down here. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully be able to bring that to you in 3 weeks' time. Fingers and toes and all that jazz crossed, which I'm looking forward to. So we'll be able to use that IET, I'm guessing, then on this. So be able to use it on the Exeter to Plymouth, and then be able to use that IET hopefully then on this to be able to bring it all the way down to Penzance. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, the standard version of this would be HST, not IET, but because I'm running the modern timetable, we are on IET. Don't remind you about 3 weeks' time. Indeedly do. A trip to York. I watched one of the York Royal Museum's Curator with a Camera videos at the weekend, which is all about the prototype HST. So not the APT, the prototype HST, which is at Locomotion. Next to it was the prototype Pacer as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Spending time with some idiots in the Discord, not so much, but, you know, going to Locomotion. Hi, Connor. You wish you wasn't here. Well, that's not very nice. Well, don't join the stream then. My day was good. It was a good Tuesday? Tuesday. The Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Felt weird not streaming on a Monday. If Pina wasn't going to be watching, I would have streamed last night. But with Pina around watching, I was like, nope, not doing that then. So yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll take the IET down, and then we'll bring the HST back up again. Diaper ration. You got some sort of diaper rash thing going on? But yeah, which is, there's a reason for me. Diaper ration, exactly. There's a reason I'm doing these. So next week I'm going to be doing the Dresden, the Verka Dresden route, because that's getting extended in Train Sim World 6. So tonight doing this one, and then we'll do the Riviera line, which comes close to this one. Next week doing the Verka Dresden, because that gets the extended version in Train Sim World 6. The week after I'm going to be doing New York Trenton, because then we've got the what's it called? The Morristown line, which comes out of New York Penn, where the New York Trenton one comes out of. See, there's almost planning. And then, so the first stream I do in Train Sim World 6 will be the Riviera line, obviously. Then I'll do the extended the Dresden one, Leipzig Dresden, and then I'll do the new American one. Planning. You can't spell it, obviously. I don't think depression is probably the right thing you're going through, Pina. Connor, you're probably just having a bad day. You'll know when it goes between a bad day and depression. Yes, it's definitely not very diesely. And very stuttery in Windows 11. So I'm guessing that's just loading stuff in because it's the first time it's run on this. It does look good though. I think that's more the game rather than the operating system. Routes always lag the first time you run them until it loads everything in and caches everything in. In theory, if I do the return trip, it'll be a lot better. Right, 6.6 miles to Truro, making our way down to that there Penzance. I will be going back down here again in either January or February or March. Take advantage of the GWR sale again. First year there was 3 of us. Yeah, last year 2 of us. Next year, me. All by myself. I didn't realise so much of this was single track, or is it now double track? Is this one of those situations where it looks like it was double track? And then they've made it single tracks. There's a lot of space over there on the right hand side that they could have put, you know, another bit of track. You almost spilt your frappe. You're so middle class, Michael, aren't you? With your hummus. So we've got a passing point here. It's bubbles, get it right. true. Sorry, Bubbles, darling. It's only one of those lines that, although we're in a more modern timetable, lots of it seemed to be lacking in other trains. I do remember being stood at one of the stations at the early part of this year that there was quite a bit going on. It wasn't an infrequent service. Oh, you're getting banned once Trent realises. Hopefully, maybe. There we go. Trent's like, I'm trying to drive a bus here. You can't give me things to do. Right, so we've got 4 miles to go to Truro. So yeah, IET's modelled well in this. Not very diesely. Yes, they've been banned. I've never got the point of, like, who is so, like, to that point on Twitch or whatever that you're buying bots as viewers. I know to get to be what the next level up of Twitch person that I'll never get to, you've got to have so many viewers for so many hours. So whether people just do it for that. The cab is too quiet. Twitch partner, yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, I suppose because the engines are underneath though, aren't they? So in this you probably have 2 or 3 power cars. I can't remember how many there are. It's not every one. But this is definitely quiet. So we'll bring the HST back up. I just thought I'd start with this one. I think it's based on the number of subs now. I'll never get to that point, and I don't care. Hi, Pops. Yeah, it's definitely very quiet. It's oh so quiet. It's oh so still. I'm all alone. And I can't remember the next line. It's something. I used to like Subway. It used to be Subway Friday where I used to work. I never knew what I had though. One of my staff used to go and get it for me. It had various types of meat on it. It was a Herbie roll thing, and it was really nice. Amy Lou's on our server, I think, and I don't think she's whinged. Richard's been on there today. Must just be you, Sim. One of my minions, indeed. When you have staff, probably through Steam. Well, yeah, because you'd be an idiot if you're running it through Giants. Oh dear, well there you go, you're an idiot then. You've only had... Who goes to Subway and buys soup? What? It'd be like going to McDonald's for a salad. We had a Subway in Sheffield, Leeds, Sheffield, one of the places last year, because there was a voucher thing on the app where you got it like half price, so it was a really good deal. Someone who's cold, yeah. I do like soup in the winter. Tomato soup and white bread. Right, we are approaching Truro in our very quiet IET. Yeah, I do hope the one in Train Sim World 6 has got some audio. Thing is, I would probably go into... Well, I don't do fast food places anymore. I would have gone into Subway, but it's just the whole having to know what you want and ordering. I just want to pick from a menu. Give me click on a thing and give me the thing. Right, I'm going to get out here and see if we can hear the engines. I know there's a red, thank you. So because there's these things do sound really good on diesel. So whether it's this is because this is the one, this is basically the one from the East Coast Main Line. You was too busy subway whinging. You were a little bit. Right, let's get out of here. Yeah, I hear no... You hear the electrics running. That sounds right. But you're not hearing the engines. You can start them. I wonder if it's... Okay, I wonder if through some sort of... It's not electric because there's no overheads down here or no third rail. I wonder if through some sort of glitch this thing's actually working but without the diesels on. Let's have a look. Engine start. Okay, I've just started the engines. Hang on, is it not actually... Really? After all that, it's not actually accepted. Now the train won't go. I seem to have broke it. It's gone well. Okay, so what I'll do is if I go off and then put it into... Doors are open. Thank you, McBone. Glad to see someone was paying attention. Because it certainly wasn't me. Right, let's try that again. Now we can hear them. Yeah, but if I get out now... There we go. Well, how was it working without the engines running? And why didn't they start it with the engines running? Okay, so we're now running under diesel. We've been running under, like, mystery power for the first bit. Oh, it's fine. Is it downhill to Truro? We just basically just let the brakes off and coast. Tomorrow night, by the way, something. I don't know what. I'd see what mood the mood takes me tomorrow morning. But there'll be something tomorrow night. Thursday night we've got. What is it? Thursday? Oh, Womsey Thursday. Friday is the bingo bongo bango thing. Where you can join in as well. Don't forget, if you're in the Discord and you want to join in for those sorts of things, there is a role that I can give you, ham and cheese one. So let me know in the Discord. And then Saturday night we got some Mexican trucking, and then Sunday more of the farming type thing. Not farming on Wednesday. I don't know. Right, Red Ruth. There we go. Oh shit. Oops. Right. Okay. It's fine. Nothing happened. There's a red light ahead of us. Let's remember the red light. See, that's the noise I like on an IET. That clunk. I'm guessing we were waiting for this to come in. There's a red there. Red Ruth, exactly. You're not going to forget that, are you? Yeah, the audio in these, that door clunk is like, yep, I'm in, I'm not going anywhere. And the brakes are accurate. So the audio is quite good. It's just that I don't think the dieseliness is dieseliness enough. Right, we've got a green. Right, off we go then. 7 miles to Red Ruth. So yes, we will be getting a version of this on the Riviera line, which is going to be good. Where's my little thing? There. So there we go. And then the 150. So that's the buy mode 802 on the Riviera line. It's very bouncy. So I'm guessing that's the line that goes off to... Where does that go from here? Falmouth? Does Falmouth go from there? I'm guessing so. We did go down to Falmouth. Stockport. Yes, thank you. No, it's not Stockport. I like Falmouth. Falmouth's just one of the little fishing villages. I do like a fishing village. Much to the, I think, annoyance of my companion for the day. It was, no, we're spending time in Falmouth. I am walking down to the harbour. I am going to be getting a Cornish pasty. I will sit on the harbour and eat my Cornish pasty. That's what I want to do. That's the excitement of my day out. Yes, that was pretty much the response, Stokey. Didn't walk up to the castle, no. Although it was, you know, pretty much a factory-made Cornish pasty. It was the fact that I bought it from a Cornish pasty shop. And I sat on the harbour in Falmouth in February on what was actually quite a nice day eating my Cornish pasty. That was it. I was like, yeah, I'm happy now. I've sat for 7 hours on a train to get here, but no, I'm fine. It was nice. I actually got pretty fortunate with the weather. Obviously, went to Belgium in January this year, and that was actually really good weather. We went to, I think, the first weekend of February, we went down here, and then the weekend after was in Belgium again, and that was really good weather. So I've been quite fortunate on the days out that we've had this year with the weather. Right, so 5 miles to Redruth. I'm not a fan of Lou, if I'm honest. It's a bit commercial. I don't like Newquay. I like Penzance, but I like walking around by the old swimming pool. Again, walking around the harbour. I do like St Ives. We went there last year. Took a trip to St Ives. 7 cats, kittens, wives and elephants and stuff. I've got plenty of trains coming up in 3 weeks' time. I think that'll be my lot for a while then. Charleston was good until Poldark filmed there. Well, it's a bit like where Doc Martin was filmed. I went there before Doc Martin was being filmed there, and it was a lovely little fishing village. And now it's as much as the locals liked the fact that it brings tourists, I bet they get fed up with it. I've never been to the Eden Project. It doesn't really interest me, if I'm honest. Again, Newquay's one of those places when I used to go camping in Cornwall once a year. You only ever went to Newquay when it's raining, because there's not a lot else to do because you were camping. But then when it was raining, everybody went to Newquay. So I remember spending like a couple of hours once driving around trying to find a parking space. And then, so dropped the family off. They all went off and wandered around the shops. I just drove round and round Newquay and eventually picked them up. We drove back again. I didn't get out of the car. Well, that's why I like the area where we're getting the Riviera line. I do like Paynton. Paynton being a Paintaboo. Thank you, Emilu. Paynton's pretty much set in the 70s. I like doing the walk up and across the top of the zigzag walkway thing into Goodrington. That used to be lit up. I don't know if it still is. At night, that zigzag walkway where you go up from Goodrington, that used to be lit at night, and it was always multicoloured lights. And I do remember it. Somewhere, I've got photos of it being lit up at night. And it was always a treat if we were on a holiday down there that we'd go into Goodrington in the evening and see it lit up. Paynton Boo, next to Scarborough Boo is Paynton Boo. I don't think the 150 does 4-line runs on this. We'll have a look. If the 150 does a 4-line run, maybe we'll bring the 150 back up to St Austell. I can't remember. We will have a look. But yeah, this IET, certainly quiet is the word. Even though now we're on diesel and not running on fairy dust. So yeah, did have a couple of good days out down here on trains. Certainly the first year seemed to fit so much in. You know, left Swindon all the way down to Penzance by train, down St Ives, back to Penzance. There's enough time to have a wander around, go into a Spoons, get some food, get back on the train and come back to Swindon. I think Harry even stayed on the train and went back to London. I think he even went home. I think he started his day at home. Is that right? I think he might have started his day at home in Luton, did Luton to London to Swindon, Penzance, St Ives, back to Swindon, back to London, back to Luton. That's a long day. That's nearly as bad as when we dragged Nico down to Brighton from the Lake District in a day. Or the day we went to Brussels. It's those sorts of days out where you can fit so much into one day. I think Trent started his day in Nottingham, went to London to Brussels. He spent a day in Brussels, back to London, back to Nottingham. I think I drove home that. I think I drove into London that morning early. And then, yeah, so sometimes it is nice just to have a real full-on, busy, long day, which is what we're going to have when we do our York day. We didn't leave Ed stranded at Crewe. We kidnapped him. We got home at the same time. Yeah, because you got the train straight from St Pancras. I had to go across London, get the train down to where the car was parked, which is out on the Shepperton line. Then I think I took Ethan home, and then I had to drive home. That was a tiring day. But yeah, one of those that, bloody hell, we managed to fit a lot in. Like, and the day we went to France as well, we fit a lot in. That's the sort of days I want to continue doing those sorts of things. Get a lot achieved in a day. Alright, we've now arrived at Redruth. Still far too quiet. It's that brake noise that's just so distinctive in this. Beeda, beeda, beeda. Every time I get on one of those, that noise is in my head as well now. Goodbye, train. Yeah, so at least we're now running on diesel. Shame there's no windows in here. And I don't think it's got interlocks, so I can... door close interlock. Local door. I don't think I can run with the... I can't run with the door open, so you can hear the engines. On the HST, on the West Midlands line thing, you can actually run with the doors open. Right. Oh god, we got rain now as well. Right, Camborne. Good thing it's not tomorrow, isn't it? Train don't stop Camborne Wednesdays. So yeah, for those that aren't in the Discord, thanks to Colin in the Discord, watched a brilliant show last night, which I was talking about at work today actually, and can recommend anyone to watch on ITV, called I Fought the Law, with the fantastic Sheridan Smith in it. Who we were talking about today. Apparently there's another show that she was in that was really good, based on a true story, about a mother's son that gets accused of rape whilst being on holiday abroad, and she finds evidence to prove that he wasn't. So I might have to look out for that. And obviously she was also Smithy in Gavin and Stacey. still got 2 episodes to watch. What of I Fought the Law? Yeah, that was really good. I cried at the end. There was a tear that was shed. Right, 2.6 miles, then not much of a distance to Camborne. Let's see what else we can bring back up when we get down to Penzance. I don't think there'll be a 4-line run in a 150, but if not, then we'll drag a HST back up. Because this is terribly quiet. James Corden and Sheridan Smith were in a relationship. Really? It won't be Timetable though, Nige. I want to do a stopping service. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I watched her when she was in 2 Pints of Lager. So I almost want to find... It's one of those... Like, I want to find other things that they've done now and go back and watch other things. So I'm going to have to go and find that that other show. No, because I've put a... I don't know. I might have a mod in. Because what is it? It's a 150... It's 150 in reality. It's doing an interesting little line. I just imagine it. Cornwall's just suddenly gone very quiet. There's a guy at work that went away last weekend down to Cornwall for 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, all the kids go back to school now. It's like, it's just gone quiet. It's a good time to go away. Alright. Into Camborne we go. Slowlying. More slowlying. Also watched a trailer to a new show that's coming up with David Tennant in it, called The Hack or something, or Hacks, that looks quite good, based on the true story. So the winter is coming. Not that it stops me during the summer, but it's that time to spend my Saturday nights and Sunday nights and Monday nights watching stuff. Right, unlocking doors. We got a wiper switch. Can we turn the wipers on? Windscreen wiper speed. Okay, that's just changing the position of it. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. David Tennant is in the Thursday Murder Club. Winter is coming. This isn't Game of Thrones. That's a really quick wiper. Yeah, I do. That might have to be my weekend watching for this weekend. Obviously, I can't watch it last weekend because I haven't got a time machine. The Thursday Murder Club. Locking doors. Doors are locking on the left-hand side of the train. Hey-oh. He was in... what's that one that was really good? This narrows it down, doesn't it? The one set down in Dorset. That was 2 seasons. The first season was absolutely fantastic. The second season, not so good. Broadchurch. Or Broadchurch. Yeah, Broadchurch was brilliant. It's tough with that, isn't it? Where you've got such a good first season and then you try and follow it up. And the second season was a bit sort of... It's almost as though it was an extension to the first season and they were just dragging out the storyline. Wasn't he in that one with the... This is one of my things. Wasn't he in that one with the Welsh guy, where he played the devil or something? Was that David Tennant? You've never seen it? What, Broadchurch? Watch the first season of Broadchurch. That is really good TV. No, not Tom Ellis. Was it Lucifer? Who's the Welsh guy? It's got a name like another famous Welsh guy. This is good, isn't it? Martin Sheen. That's the one. No, Staged is the thing they did together, but I thought Martin Sheen... Michael Sheen. Martin Sheen was in The West Wing. Michael Sheen, that's the one. I thought they did something together. Good Omens, that's the one. Yes. Never watched it, but I knew they were in something together. Isn't that clean? That's Mr. Sheen. You can definitely see why it's low speed down here. Got an old station here. I find like that show last night. Wouldn't have dreamed of watching stuff like that. Got Lindley coming up, so that's another drama type detective-y thing. I got my Australian renovation show that's on 4 days a week. So that's my after stream viewing. So it's getting tough to fit things in now. That's why it's quite nice not going out on weekends. I can actually veg. Well, it's looking brighter down there in that there Penzance. Always takes a long time. You think, right, get to Plymouth. Oh, yeah, we're nearly in Penzance now. It's a good couple of hours still to get down from Plymouth to Penzance. I think it's about a 2-hour run. So, oh, yeah, I think you're nearly there. No. Did I see P? Sorry, what? Better than driving down here. God, I think the longest it took me to get to between Newquay and Padstow was 9 hours one year. Yes, Tracker. I tried watching NCIS. What was the other? Sydney? Couldn't get into that. Didn't like it. I got so much stuff back. There's my app. Ugh. Yeah, I've got Linley coming up. NCIS Tony and Ziva. The Rainmaker. That's good. I'm liking that. Dexter Resurrection. That finishes next week. I haven't looked at Discord recently. McBone, I've been doing this. Slow Horses back in 3 weeks' time. The Amazing Race back in 3 weeks' time. NCIS Origins back in a month. The Diplomat back in a month. Tracker back in a month. Stranger Things in 2 months. It's like so much stuff going on, and that's only stuff that's been advertised as, you know, giving air dates. I'm looking forward to NCIS Tony and Ziva, because I only stopped watching the original NCIS when Tony left. What's the difference between a teacher and a train? The teacher tells you to spit out the gum, the other says chew, chew. Really? There's always new stuff in the autumn. Yeah, there is. Well, it's normally like I like watching American sitcoms, and there's normally American sitcoms in September. So I need to check out on the American channels. Normally go on to like Fox, NBC, ABC, and see what their new fall shows are. I like watching those. Like an American sitcom's good for me because it's like 20 minutes. So it's something I can watch while I'm having my dinner before I come up here and stream. ITV shows is the one, because I'm on the.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the iPhone. Trent uses one on Android, but obviously iPhone's superior. Joey, thanks very much for the follow. Welcome to Steve Talks Crap whilst driving trains. I've been with iPhone since my first iPhone was an iPhone 3G, and I've just stuck with iPhone. I've got nothing against Android. I use an Android for work. I'm just used to iPhone. As far as apps are concerned, they're exactly the same. Making phone calls, exactly the same. You know, texting, exactly the same. As opposed to Steve Talks Crap on OMS, ETS, farming, etc. We had this discussion before. It's not about what I'm doing, is it? It's the conversation. The new iPhone is going to be announced next Tuesday. Mine's 2 years old. I bought mine a week after release, I think, 2 years ago. On a spur of the moment thing. I was in London for a day and I couldn't get on because I had the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it didn't have 5G, and I was in London and I couldn't get a signal because it was only trying to pick up 4G, and I got frustrated, so went on the Apple website, bought the new phone, did the part exchange thing, went into Battersea Power Station to the Apple store and picked up the new phone. Right, St. Earth is next, 1.5 miles. I still would like to get to a point. I'm not going to do another entertainment stream, don't worry. I've learnt my lesson there. But it would be nice to do something in the Discord, to do like a weekly something. I don't know how and why. There's more choice of handsets with Android. I do get that. I actually find I got a 15 plus. I find at times it's not big enough. Also the phone. Exactly. Very good, Tom. It does depend what you're used to. I was going to switch years ago to the Windows phone. Remember that? When they came out, I thought, I like Windows. So I was nearly going to get rid of the iPhone and go to a Windows phone. Glad I didn't do that. Yours is 6.2 inches. What about your phone? Say, average then, Trent. Right, we are arriving at St. Earth, where there's a red at the end of the platform. So this is the line that goes down to St. Ives, where there may be a video coming out tomorrow on YouTube where I do that exact line. It's also a reason, another reason why I've done these in this order. So I streamed this the following day. There's the corresponding video goes out on YouTube. Next Tuesday, this goes out on YouTube. Really? 2 yards? You're gonna... There we go. See, it sounds good on diesel now. So yeah, so that train over there then is going off to St. Ives. I do like the station. We met Harry. Actually, no. I'm doing good, thank you. I think we went... Was Harry an hour behind us? I think he might have been an hour behind us. Because he didn't book his ticket same time as us. Was that the first year or the second year? Because we went to Penzance, then came back to here and waited for his train to come in. So yeah, so he did the whole journey on his own, all the way down. Okay. These scenarios aren't set up correctly. Don't have the coach markings, have the stop marker instead. And who looks at it in that much detail? Locked doors. But yeah, I will take advantage of the GWR sale again, which is normally January. And then I will be coming down here. You, obviously, yeah. Well, planning on going to Brussels. 3 of us so far, I think, have sort of committed. 2 have committed. One's a sort of. For my birthday weekend in February. So I think maybe this at the end of February. Right, 5 miles to Penzance, and then we'll see what we can take on the trip back, because this is too quiet. So yeah, this is the furthest point west. Obviously 3 weeks time we're going to be having that. So same train, the IET, where we'll be able to go from Exeter down to Plymouth. I am really looking forward to that route, and looking forward to being able to do the 150 run down into Paynton as well. And even the Dresden Leipzig route, I think, is going to be good. And the Morristown route. It's the first time in a couple of years for Train Sim World that I'm genuinely looking forward to all 3 routes we're getting. Last year was a disaster. The American route was awful. I did it once. I will never do it again. That's one with the floating cars. I didn't mind the Frankfurt Forder. The only interesting train was the Flix train, but that was only a couple of services a day, and it only ran in one direction. Not the band, because there isn't a band anymore, because one of them tried to fly. So yeah, so I wasn't a fan of that. But yeah, the announcements thing for Train Sim World 6 I think is going to be good. So that the on-train announcements I'm looking forward to, and then the station announcements, which we do get on some stations. You get please carry a bottle of water with you at all times, including when you're going to buy a bottle of water. But yeah, that's going to be good. I think it's going to be an interesting one to do at night. I don't normally do not a light runs, a lot of night runs because you can't see anything. But you may get a couple of YouTube videos because I think, you know, cold and dark with sort of some station announcements. Put your teeth in. They're in. I took them out of the glass earlier. We haven't seen a lot of trains. And hopefully the other lines we're getting are going to be busier. Tomorrow night, by the way, back with something. I don't know what. That means planning. I'll be here and doing something. Well, you'd be surprised to me as well to see what that's going to be. Tune in tomorrow to find out. Thursday, though, we've got some OMSI doing the new route thing again, but this time going to be doing it with some bicycles. So that's going to be a thing. Friday is bingo. Do I always drive with all the assists on? Yes, so that you can see what's going on. It's not for my benefit, honestly, because I'm so good at this. Friday, we've got some bingo. Saturday night, some Mexican trucking. And then Sunday lunchtime, back on the farm. So there's St Michael's Mount over there. Nice guy, Michael. I hear me at 66. And down into Penzance we go. So good at I'm so good at I'm just such an expert. I could drive with I could turn everything off, you know, a bit like an OMSI. I could drive without the map on. I don't need all that, but for your benefit I have them on. No, it's my benefit. Well, it is of an interest to you as well, I think, because you can see how far it is to the next station. You can see what speed I'm doing and stuff, and then the lighty things up in the top right. You get, you know, because then you can shout red when I miss it. Balls. No, we did that last week. And I don't know tomorrow, Trent, to answer your SPMP thing. Depends. I don't know. What's your mood I'm in the morning? At the moment, I'm in a really good mood. So the MPs, but it's deciding what to do. That is the problem. Except red lights are optional. Yeah. It is being serious is partly for the stream's benefit. So if people are watching on a phone, tablet, or watching this back on YouTube on a phone, tablet, they can see the speed easier rather than trying to glance at the speedo, which is the same reason I keep like the normal nav in ETS2. I do like using the OmniNav in OMSI. So a bit of it is for my benefit, obviously. So I can just glance at how far we've got to go, what the next signal is. But a little bit of it is for the benefit of the viewing public. I like St Michael's Mount. It's fairly interesting. There was a plan before that person disappeared. I really want to go back to Dover Castle at some point, because that's a brilliant place to wander around. I did it years ago with my dad. We dropped my mum and my nan off at, to get a ferry. They went across Dover to Calais and came back again. And then we went and wandered around Dover Castle. So I would like to go down there again. Right, we have a right. Only 3 minutes late as well. Yeah, I got a photo here of a IET and a HST when we went down a couple of years ago. Sort of stood from behind the buffers. That does sound good. Oh, it's freighty as well. So that one's going out. Where are you going? 11:15. So that's going back to Plymouth any minute now. Oh, there's one going to Bath Spa. Why would you terminate at Bath Spa? Paddington I get, and Plymouth I get as a destination, and Cardiff, but not Bath. Hang on, I've got to go and lock my doors. Bear with me, caller. And off it goes. Done. Right. Let's see what else we can take from here then. Something else easily. The backup will be the HST. Rail works between Bath and Swindon. Was up a few times. Yeah, but there's other trains going to Paddington. Must do Manchester Airport again as well at some point. That was quite good. Right, Timetable. So 150. Yeah, that's only going St Ives. So right, so we can't take the 150. We could take... Oh, God. Yeah, so we could take the GWR HST, the cross-country HST, or what's NMT? NMT? Network Rail Test Train. Ooh, that's interesting. That'd be a non-stop run, though. Yeah, multiplayer was my hope for Train Sim World 6. And a lot of people were asking for it. Even as a two-player thing, it would have been quite interesting. But yeah, alas, was not to be. So yeah, we can take... Well, let's do it then, shall we? Let's take the Pacer from Penzance to St Austell. Why not? Okay. God, it's been a while since I've been... God, remember me sitting in one of these things going all the way to flipping London. That was an experience. Remember, I'll do this now, and master key on. Reverser into forward. The random thoughts, there have been discussions about whether it's on a slider or not. I don't know. I think multiplayer was obviously a bit more to implement, because it's quite a lot of work to implement it. I like the bit that I'm looking forward to as far as the features is the announcements. I think that is going to make a difference, because it brings more life to it then, I think, because you do get announcements on the trains. So I think that's going to be a feature. Obviously initially only going to be on the new routes for Train Sim World 6, but red. No, there isn't. Right, why have we got the cab light on? And off. There we go. Well, this is going to be implemented as well, isn't it? When we get the Crewe to Birmingham to Crewe, there's going to be more pacer. And there's going to be a Transport for Wales pacer I've seen. It is a shame that I never actually got to go on a pacer when they're in regular service. Just a little bit too late. Yeah, and the whole, my dream of having the timetable swap thing didn't quite happen. If I knew how to do it. You're moving to Birmingham. Jesus Christ. Where? You must be living somewhere really bad then. Unless you're going to uni. Well, what's it like? It's called University of Central England or something, isn't it? And not Birmingham University. I spent a lot of time around Edgbaston, where one of the campuses, Campus I, are. Right, pacer action then. 4.6 miles to St Earth. See, this is better. Noise. I wonder if we ever will get longer routes in Train Sim World. Well, money's money. Money, money, money. You visited University of Birmingham when you're deciding where to study. It's probably not the worst place. Every uni's got its pluses and minuses. Oh, I forgot how much I missed the pacer. There was a Sims and Stuff livery for this. I think, did you do one for this? I think so. I'm guessing they're gone. I haven't checked. Well, I'm in the release candidate preview anyway, which I don't need to be now anymore because there'll be nothing else Train Sim World 5. I think it's tough for anybody, Amy Lou. I don't think it's not just you. I really feel sorry for people that are trying to get on the property ladder and trying to move out from home, because unless you're someone like we've got youngsters in the community, unless from day one when you're starting to work you've got the ability to save a lot. And I think our ex-comrade was saving like half his salary a month, so £500 a month was being saved. Well, if you can do that and you can then go, right, I'm going to stay at home for the next 5 or 6 years whilst working, and by 25 I want to be moving out. I'm not going to go out drinking, clubbing, I'm not going to go on expensive holidays, I'm not going to buy an expensive car, but I'm just going to save. then you'll have the money to put down a deposit for somewhere. And my ex was in a low-paying job, but the way she managed to get on the property ladder was doing a part buy, part rent. Because although she could afford the total amount each month, she couldn't afford it from a mortgage point of view. So, bought 25% of the flat she got, and then rented the other 75%. And then after a year, I think she bought another 25%, with the eventual aim of buying the whole thing. And then you've got property. I'm fortunate that I bought this house off my brother, so I got it at a lot less than its market value, and basically got it for the most I could afford to get a mortgage for, so it was quite lucky. Yeah, but then it's that compromise, Amy Lou, isn't it? You've either got to have the willpower to go, I want to move out, I want my own space, therefore I've got to give up stuff to be able to do that. Or you go, you know what, I've got quite a cushy life here. I'm paying out a couple of £100 a month. I've got a roof over my head. It's a lot cheaper than living on my own. I don't really want to do a flat share or house share. So stay where you are. But the problem is, at some point, you're going to need to live somewhere else. Although saying that, both my dad's brothers were still living at home when they retired, and only moved because their mum died. There's a guy up the road from me that's retired now, still lives with his mum, was there with his mum and dad until his dad died a couple of years ago. If you've got a happy home life, there's no stigma in moving out. Look at the Italians. Italians have multi-generations in one household. Do you fancy a house share with me? I can just about afford to live here on my own. Eventually, I think I'd like to share the space with someone, which then would mean some sort of financial stability. Right, we have arrived in St. Earth. So, hang on, why is that 150 there? Oh, that's going to Penzance. That's one of the rare services then. So did that go... So that's a Penzance to St. Ives service. Bills are high. Yeah, I had the chance when I was 18 of buying my nan's house for 15 grand. I was like, nah, I'm 18. I don't want a mortgage. I don't want a mortgage. 18. Jesus Christ, do I kick myself now? Tough thing though, Amy Lou, £150 a month. To move out with a 5% deposit, and solicitors.
Oh, yeah.
Solicitors' fees and all that stuff, you're going to be saving for the next 7 years, 8 years at that rate. Cameron and lots of twos. Thanks for the follow, I think. Right, lock doors. What's it worth 8 years later? 220,000? Oh, no, wrong one. Separate brakes. There we go. Right, on to Red Ruth. I love the fact this thing changes gear. So yeah, I feel sorry for you, Amy Lou, and you know the youngsters we've had in the community, and the likes of Trent. It's really tough to go. I want my own space. Missing out Hale and Camborne. Oh yeah. And you know what? When you're living with your parents, for anybody that still does, that's watching, when you live with your parents, you always have that bit of going, oh, I can't wait to live on my own. Trust me. It's not all it's cracked up to be. You know, the decorating you've got to do, the mowing you've got to do. You know, you don't just put the washing in a basket and then it miraculously appears back on your bed. Cooking is you. Shopping is you. Living on your own is lonely. Yeah. That's the... I'm not gonna go down that route. That's the bit I miss that I've had for the last 2 years. Is having someone here, not all the time, but having someone here like some weekends was brilliant for the companionship. But I still find I quite like bits of time on my own. Even when I was in relationships, you've got to have some separation. You've got to have time apart. There's a couple at work. They work together, and then they just go home and sit on the sofa together. So what do you talk about? Right. So Red Ruth then in 9 miles. Power, all of the powers. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to, well, not only seeing what we get in Train Sim World 6 with the Voyager, because obviously that's going to be part of the thing in the Riviera line. It's then seeing how that layers into other routes. Well, yeah, but I think again, I'm in a really good place mentally at the moment, which is great. But I leave work on a Friday. The only people I communicate with over the weekend is you guys, and then I'm back to work on a Monday. I don't speak to anybody else. No one phones me anymore because that used to happen. I don't see anybody else. I got no contact with my family. So that's the bit where it's like, during the week doesn't bother me, but it's the weekends where I do miss the companionship. I need to find, because last year, was it last year? There was that pacer doing a rail tour. But it wasn't really mentioned anywhere. It was on the Tweeties. Because that would have been at full line speed. Obviously, I'll get to see one at York, well, Locomotion. Which I've never actually seen a pacer. I know a couple of the heritage lines have got one. Maybe I need to do that. I need to go out one weekend, go to a heritage line, and at least do like a 10 mile an hour trundle on a pacer. So at least I've then been on a pacer. Yeah, my folks lived in an area where they had their own little flat when they moved out of here. Mum never used to leave the flat, really. Used to go shopping and that was it. But because like the washing machines were like past the communal place, he loved it. He absolutely loved it. He was always chatting to everybody. He was out in his little bit of garden. People would come over and have a chat. He'd be chatting to people down. They had a big communal hall thing where he did bingo once a week, which a couple of times Mum went down to. But he'd be chatting to people down there. They had a big jigsaw puzzle in there. I'd love to retire to somewhere like that. That was just completely idyllic. But if you wanted to sort of get yourself away, you just go into your flat, shut the front door. I mean, my ideal place to retire to, somewhere like that. So you've got the company and got the people around you if you want them, and if you don't, then you don't. Never been to Exmouth by train. We went to Exmouth last year. I'm guessing you're a bit of a stream delay, Amy Lou, for talking about Pacers. Oh, those ones opposite Windsor Road that are now strange-looking houses. Yeah, my folks lived on one off of, or the back of Shaftesbury. Oh God. 2 streams and cleaning. Oh, I see. So just watching me isn't good enough for you anymore. Thanks for your support. Pacer. One thing I watched that the thing about the curator with a camera was the original HST. I don't know if the actual HSTs have got this. Had a driving position so you could drive it from the back. Almost like a shunting position. It was actually quite interesting, and also quite, from my point of view, interesting from the numbering point of view as well. I will be sharing that knowledge at the York Railway Museum when we go there in 3 weeks' time, so be warned. You're almost begging me to come down here the weekend, Trent. Eh? Yes, other letters of the alphabet are available. So where are we going? Redruth and Truro? Redruth, Truro, and then St Austell, yeah. Will there be a written exam to see if people have listened to you in York? Okay, I'm not a train nerd. I'm not. After being dragged around on trains the last couple of years, I'm not a train nerd. I like transport, not trains. The bit that interests me is the engineering behind it. There's a cutaway steam train in York, and to actually see the engineering that goes into a steam train, and even into some of these, that's the bit that interests me. It's not necessarily the train thing. I like older trucks and buses and coaches and cars. There is a red. So I want to go down to Brooklands as well. I'll try and do that in the next couple of months. They got a Concorde down there. Right, we are braking for the red at Camborne. I put a comment today in the room we've got for those of us going to Doncaster, saying I will be having discussions with some of you to see who'd be interested in going to Brussels for the weekend in February. But I even think something like this, the GWR sale, to see like who'd be interested in taking advantage of it and doing a day trip to Penzance. Oh, I love that show, Michael. That's so good. Tim Dunn, I think, is brilliant as well. Secrets of London Underground was really enjoyable. But yeah, the architecture the railways built was brilliant. I don't think it's coming back for another season, because that's been a couple of years now since he did the last season. I'd love for him to do that abroad. That'd be really good. I like architecture. That's why I like Grand Designs. And say there's an Australian renovation show that I watch called The Block, which I think a couple of the seasons are available on Amazon Prime. So I like the design aspect of that sort of thing. Or this is all about the interior design, and it's a game show as well, which I quite like. But yeah, I do like a bit of architecture. We seem to be stopped here, waiting for something. That's saying... Oh, it's gone green now. Not Jenny on the block. Well, the block is... I don't like Michael Portillo. He annoys me. The block is an Australian show, right? 5 couples. They've got to do up a house, basically, by doing a room each week. Each week they've got a certain budget to spend. And at the end of the week, the house gets judged. And whoever has the best room wins a lump of money that goes to their pot towards the total cost of the renovations. And at the end of it, all the houses go to auction. And whatever money it sells for over... the preset price, they get to keep the money. So it's really interesting, because each week you get to see them, design the room, build the room, paint it, tile it, decorate it, etc. And then the judges go round and completely rip the rooms apart, which I love. And then it's interesting you get your favourite couple, and then you really want them to win and hope they do well. And there's bits of backstabbing going on. There's people copying each other's ideas. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's on 4 nights a week. So it's on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then judging on the Sunday. And so each week they do a room. So they judge on the Sunday, and then the Monday they start the next room. So it's really tough. And then you have challenges chucked in the middle of it. So they're going, first week was build your own headboard, which has then got to be used in your room. And the winner gets like $10,000. Whoever's come under budget each week gets a lump of money. So it's all about the competition as well. I've been watching it for years. I haven't done the last 2 years because I haven't had time to watch it because of going out. So this year I'm liking the fact that I've got a bit of time to catch up on it. I like that sort of thing. Yeah, I think some of the older seasons are available. I do need to have a conversation with you, Amy Lou. Maybe we'll have that conversation at some point. Right, anyway, 1.8 miles from Redruth now. Taking our pacer from Penzance back to St Austell. Sounds like you're going to tell her off. No. Help her. Yes, your time in the community is done, Amy Lou. We do apologise, but we're going to have to go our separate ways. It's not me, it's you. That's it. That's what I'm going to speak to you about. Isn't she beyond help? Yeah. Or maybe, well, after one of the streams or something at the weekend, Friday night or Saturday night or something, we'll have a conflab and I'll show you my thing. We are all beyond help. I'm actually now I had such a successful job of putting Windows 11 on my rig downstairs. I'm actually toying with buying an SSD, putting it in my streaming rig, taking the plunge and just installing Windows 11 on that, and then keeping the hard drive I've got as a backup and then seeing how it goes. But I think I might try that like on the Sunday or the Monday of my week off in September, in case things go horribly wrong. If I can get them all running Windows 11, no expense. You don't need another PC to do that, Amy Lou. You don't need anything to do that. If you watch your content on your computer, you're good to go. Or just do as I used to do, and just use an external hard drive. I used to plug that into my TV. We have arrived at Redruth. I ended up watching a YouTube video last night. I don't know why trains have ended up back in my bloody feed. I think it's because I watched that creator with a camera about the Bluebell line. Is it the Bluebell line? Where they've just got an X Transport for Wales Class 150. And part of me is thinking, I might have bid on that. Because I've been on a few 150s down in Wales. And it was done in a sprint delivery as well. See, why have we now got 150s coming up and down here? Must be because of the timetable I chose. No, Bluebell line in the UK. Watercress line. Not Bluebell line. Watercress line? I don't know, it's one of the lines. I wasn't paying that much attention. I was contemplating going to bed. I've gone back in time, yeah. Again, also shows why I'm single. I don't think anybody else could cope with the stuff I watch. Yeah, you sodded off before. I came offline and Ed was in charge. Now, that says something about the community. Where we leave and Ed's in charge. There's something wrong. I looked, well, Trent's obviously gone to bed. I thought, I can't be the last one online. And then Ed was on. Right, good, that's time for me to go. Right, flat out for the 7 miles to Truro. At this rate, we'll get back to St Austell and that'll be me done. Poor Her Majesty. I really hope Ed can come to Doncaster. I'm going to check in with him in 2 weeks' time to see how his mobility is. It's not so much him coming for the meal, it's whether he can then get in and out of the room and stuff. I'm really looking forward to that weekend. Speed and power. I'd like a pacer DLC. Give us all of the pacers. Imagine if they give us the prototype one, which is basically a bus. Is it a Leyland National? Being serious, Michael, it depends on how he is. He struggled last year, bless him. He came, but he struggled. Rob? I'm going to say Rob. Hi. Alright, so 5.7 from Truro. Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%. If he doesn't make it, then I will arrange to go and annoy him before the end of the year. Take the trip to Manchester. Ah! We could threaten to go to Manchester in December. Yep, we're coming back, Ed. 3 years in a row. Maybe with less miserable people this year. Well, one less miserable person who didn't want to be there. Oh, that's 55. Braking. That's quite cornery. Slowlying. It wasn't you, Trent, it was me. I think we know that now. There should have been a conversation. Am I still trucking? Not currently, this is a train. I mean, it's a train. I just started to have an idea then. No, I'm gonna, no. I'm wondering, I'm thinking while I'm pausing here, if we could do Paddington to Penzance in a pacer, do as much of it in Train Sim World as we can. So obviously we'll be able to do Penzance to St Austell, Plymouth to Exeter, Reading to London. So do 3 bits of it in Train Sim World, and then do St Austell to Plymouth in Train Sim Classic, Exeter to Reading in Train Sim Classic, and then do Reading to Paddington in Train Sim World. Problem is, you couldn't. I'm just. The thing. My thought process was the time. I suppose it's all I could do. If I start in Train Sim World, so do this basically, then all I've got to do is fire up Train Sim Classic. So I could do that on the stream. So just do like a mixed, just trains stream. Fire up Train Sim Classic, see if I can work out a scenario to then just do St Austell to Plymouth. And then that would be stream 1. Stream 2 would be Plymouth to Exeter, and then maybe Exeter to Bristol. I don't know. and then Bristol to London. So you could probably split it into 3. Hi Aidan, doing good, thank you. Yeah, I've got 2 weeks off for Christmas, so I've got to do something. Have a word with Larwood. I will have a word with my mate Larwood. Because in an ideal world, what you'd want is the same pacer in the same livery, wouldn't you? Or just do the whole thing in Train Sim Classic, but split it into 3 bits. I think that's a long... Well, I think eventually I would like to do like West Coast Main Line, because we'll have London to Milton Keynes, Birmingham to Crewe, Crewe to Preston, Preston to Carlisle. So the only bit you won't have is Milton Keynes to Birmingham. But again, you could probably switch and do that in Train Sim Classic. So again, do one stream where you go London to Milton Keynes, and then switch to Train Sim Classic, do Milton Keynes to Birmingham, one stream done, and then just do the rest. Birmingham to Crewe, Crewe to Preston, Preston to Carlisle. And that's going to be the longest stretch where you've got interconnecting stations. The only pain is that they're all set in different times. And I really hope at some point someone works out a way or has the ability to be able to link them together. Because then you're talking a 3-hour run then in Train Sim World. Sign me up. Oh yes, I suppose you could go back to Classic and go Carlisle to Glasgow. So yes, we haven't been able to do that before because the West Coast Main Line, I don't think, was in Train Sim Classic. Not all of it. Colour me intrigued. Say, there was a discussion last year, I think it was, when I was having a group of us here regularly, that we were going to do something like reenact the Paddington to Penzance in a pacer, but swap places or swap drivers at every stop. I've just had a... Okay, it's me thinking out loud again for the couple of you that are watching. When you get IT support, okay, someone can jump on your computer and take over. So can control your computer. I really like his new song, by the way. The Indian one. Anyway, someone can jump on your computer and take over, right? It's me thinking out loud. Is there software that would enable, for example, to have multiple people technically connected to my PC so that with screen sharing in Discord, because you then see it live, that we could almost swap drivers but not all have to be in the same place at the same time? So like, I don't know, as an example, you know, me, Amy Lou, Nico, Trent, one other, all in voice, all have the ability to control my PC. So when it's your turn to drive, you just take the controls. Because I just use keyboard at the moment. Anyway, go via as indicated. I'm already, yeah, something like that. Team viewer, something like that. I'm just, again, it's just me spitballing, thinking of ways to be able to do it, but virtually. Because I think that would be quite amusing, you know. So you can almost redo the Paddington to Penzance in a pacer, but at every stop you switch drivers. So you could have, you know, in theory, half a dozen of us in voice, and then right, you know. So I'm doing the first stop. Right now it's Amy Lou driving. Okay, right now it's Trent. Now it's Nico. Now it's me again. I could just sod off for a couple of hours and let them not get on with it. I will do a couple of longer streams over Christmas because, well, I'll be bored, mainly. We'll definitely do our Christmas Day farming. That's going to be a given in the evening. And Christmas Eve trucking and tunes. I think we've done that the last few years. So that's going to happen. And I don't think I streamed. I don't think I streamed New Year's Eve last year. Certainly didn't the year before, so I probably won't bother this year. We could do the long ATS this year. You're around in between. Yeah, I did. So I streamed New Year's Eve. Oh, because I was here on my own, wasn't I? Oh dear, Amy Lou. Beer stained pipes of the... I won't ask. Oh, tabletop. Oh, we did that, did we? Oh, the Cards Against Humanity. We haven't done that for a while. It's probably the last time we did that. That's a corner. That's a rather moist corner. Problem with tabletop is you've got to have the right amount of people and the right people. Again, when we've done the board games with us all physically here, like the other 2 years ago, 3 years ago we did it as well, I think, where Richard came up, I think. Stop moving the bloody board. That was brilliant. I think we just streamed that over Discord. I think last year, did we do it as a live stream last year? No, year before last? Because we did that Round Britain game thing where they kept trapping me at bloody Arsenal. I said this the other night. That's what I like the going away in a static caravan thing, is because you go out during the day, you come back, you get the board games out, you put some music on, get the beers out, and then you sit for a few hours and have a brilliant time. So we did do a live stream of board games. Yeah, I think we did. I see a red. Uh-oh. Year 2. No, it's not green, it's red. It's not amber, it's red. Now it's green. It's not bone. You missed the R out there, Trent. That's better. Oh, we got lightning. Thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening me. So yeah, kind of looking forward to Christmas this year. 2 weeks off work, some streams, some chilling. Definitely will be moving the PC to the other room. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. No, it'll be the winter and I'll be going. It's nice and cozy in here in the winter. This will be staying here. Galileo. It's Galileo. It's close. No, not Galileo. You've said the same thing twice. It's Galileo. With a G in there. No, what you've done there, Trent, is you've done exactly the same word again, but put an exclamation mark at the end. There's a G in there, not a C. Trent, everybody. No, not Calilago. That sounds like a bloody caravan. Hang on, isn't it AIO? Oh God, Alexa, how do you spell Galileo?
Galileo is spelled G-A-L-I-L-E-O.
There you go. So you both got it wrong. Never mind. Oh, Trent. That's too complicated for you, obviously. And I got to spend a weekend with these idiots? Really? No, Trent. What you've done there is you've got the lyrics off of the internet and you've changed them. Hang on, you're making me doubt myself now. Would you ever do that? Yes. And you're sat there smirking to yourself as well, aren't you? Mm-hmm. I thought we got rid of the two annoying ones. Hi, if you're watching, by the way. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me. Yeah, all right. We know the lyrics, Trent. You don't have to, you know. Right, 6 miles to St Austell. It's definitely a bit of a damp day in Cornwall. September. See, nights are drawing in. Get the sprouts on, ready for Christmas. Put the heating on. I nearly did that last night. Sat down upstairs going, it's a bit chilly. Well, no, can't put the heating on beginning of September. That's just wrong. Got to give it a few more weeks yet. What I'm looking forward to is going to bed and it's dark, which it currently is, and then waking up and it's still dark. And I can leave the blind open in the bedroom then. You know, we get Trent drunk on half a cider. .17 is sunrise. Yeah, I get out of bed at 6:05. So about a minute a day, so another 2 weeks. Anyway, we are coasting downhill towards St Austell, 4 miles away. And then this pain will be over. Where's your drink? Over there. Trent's not a pain. Huh. It's definitely not the best of weather. What if they'll ever get to a point in this where you've got real world weather? I don't know how difficult that would be to actually introduce. 40-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow morning at 7. I will be... Oh, waiting to leave the house then. Oh, Michael. I don't know, because it's only a case of just it going, you're here, what's the weather like, load it in. It would be quite cool, you know, if you live somewhere, good news, you're here. I would say we missed you, but I'd be lying. Did anybody notice that Tiger wasn't here? Dentian for Tiger. I know you miss me. Really? I mean, yes, definitely. Oh, I can relax. I can sleep soundly tonight now. Don't watch the stream back because I was going, where's Tiger? Is Tiger here yet? Hello, Tiger. Are you watching, Tiger? He didn't give 3 rings or anything. We don't know if he's got home safe. You've been lurking for the last 30 minutes. But why? Why? Surely that's the point where you go, hi, hello, I'm here. Well, I was thinking that, Amy Lou. I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it. And unfortunately, the bot blocked that one. Doesn't take 30 minutes, though. Gear change. Been sorting tea. You being all domesticated. What did you have? Anything nice? I had Nico's favourite. Tesco ready meal, chicken and bacon, pasta bake thing. And yes, I ate the chicken. I don't know if Tiger's a good cook or not. Pizzas with cheese and chocolate spread. No, Tiger's an 11-year-old. The one for 2 people. Yeah. That's student food. I can't be asked to cook, but I've got to eat something. What's in the cupboard? That's pretty. At least I plan my meals. You have meatballs, mashed gravy, and vegetables. Oh, very nice. I did like my roast on Sunday. What did I have last night? Last night I had corned beef and mash, which was very nice. Cheese, yes. But chocolate spread as well. Apparently cheese and Marmite go well together. I've never tried. You've now got a butterscotch tart. That sounds quite nice. I've got some jammy Dodgers to have after the stream while I'm watching the Australians design and build a rumpus room, which is very Australian. Don't like Marmite. It genuinely is one of those things that you either like it or you think it's the most hideous, disgusting thing you're ever going to put in your mouth. No. Don't go there. You got some fig rolls. I mean. You do. It's one of those things. You either love it or you're like, no. There's no getting to like it. You either try it and go, oh, this is nice. Or you'll go, I do want to try Vegemite, the Australian one. Apparently it tastes completely different to Marmite. Right, we are arriving at St Austell. I did always find it odd that they only took this from St Austell. You got your car back from the garage. Are you all mended now? Take a work trip to Australia. You can buy them in Tesco's, I think. Yeah, I bought those Snacksters crisps a few weeks ago. And my initial thinking of them was, yeah, okay, I quite like them. And I had a couple of bags last night, and they are incredibly salty. A lovely and clean living space. You can come here and do mine. I was on a train. This woman opposite me looked at me and said, every time you smile, I feel like inviting you to my place. I asked, are you single? She replied, no, I'm a dentist. Does my thing work? Oh, it does. Hang on. Favorites. Are you going to... I left the window open. Hope you don't mind. Is that all right? You vanished. What? Where's they gone? I thought this was go... Hang on. You got reds. Is it going back that way? No baldy checks tonight. No, we didn't actually. Hang on, there's one. Baldy! There's two of them. God, you can have a slaphead bloody bongo session on those two, can you? Any idiot with a ponytail? No, you're female. You're allowed a ponytail. No, we're all good, I think. Okay, so where's... Hang on. Bye. Galileo. It's not Galileo. Yeah, I'll turn the audio up a bit. There you go. Well, we're stuck now at St Austell. I think of worse places to be stuck. 11:31. Yeah, the next train's not for 45 minutes. So, well, that's it then. So yes, anyway, next week, not next week, 3 weeks' time, we'll be able to go a bit further. Well, there's a gap between here and Plymouth. But then we'll be able to do Plymouth up to Exeter on the Riviera line when that comes out to Train Sim World 6, which I'm really looking forward to, and doing the line down to that there, Paynton. Next week I'm going to be doing the what's the one? The Naverka Dresden, because that carries on. That's Naverka Dresden, but in Train Sim World 6 you get an extended version. So we're going to do Naverka Dresden next week, and then when it comes Train Sim World 6, we'll then do the Leipzig Dresden, so we'll be able to extend it. The week after then I'm going to be doing New York to Trent on, because then we get New York and Hoboken to Dover in Train Sim World 6. So I'm looking forward to. So some interesting routes to come in the TW6 thing. As a reminder for the pricing, if you pre-order it, you get it 5 days early, so the 25th of this month. If you get the deluxe edition, standard edition, you get the Riviera line, the Leipzig Dresden, the Morristown line. With the deluxe edition, you get those same routes, plus you get the Voyager for the Riviera line. You get the ALP 45 DP for the New York one, and the DBBR 294, which apparently people are whinging about. And then you get train faults are coming, RAN events are coming, passenger and platform announcements, and I still don't know what the quality of life improvements are. But you can do a free upgrade if you've got Train Sim World 5 and you just want the core features. You can do the free upgrade to 6, as long as you do that within 6 weeks of the game releasing the standard version on the 30th of September. There we go. And there we go. We will go back to the menu then, because, well, that's where I'm going to go. Done. We've only got 2 more streams left in Train Sim World 5. It's quite sad, really. Again, I've said this before with these sorts of games. We had it with Farm Sim, although we did go back to the previous version. But with this, the new version comes out. Once all the routes are transferred across, which they will do, so all your DLCs will transfer across. You basically then just uninstall Train Sim World 5 and will never play it again. All the hours and all the time you put into that thing, and you just uninstall it and move on to its replacement. It's like, I don't know, it's like when you change your car, innit? You love your car, and all those miles and happy hours you've had with your car, all of a sudden you change it and you just go, see you then, to the old one, and oh look, new shiny new car. same with boyfriends and partners and stuff. You love the one you're with, and then you replace them with something else, and then love that thing. Yeah. So yes, looking forward to the showing off the new routes in Train Sim World 6, which we'll be doing in 3 weeks' time. There's more coming from Thomas as well. I want to use him on an adventure. I don't know how, but I would like to do something. I think we took him on one of the Birmingham ones. I need to look at some of the mods and things to see if anyone's done a way of coupling Thomas up to other wagons. So we'll do. I want to use Thomas. Anyone, unless your real name is actually Thomas. I've got standards. Ponytail. So yeah, there'll be more to come. I will, although we're in September, I will try and plan some stuff for over Christmas. I think I'm going to do my regular thing of lunchtime. I did take one of the Bakerloo line. Lunchtime streams, I'm going to do something single player over the Christmas period. And then evening streams will then be some multiplayer. And we'll try and get some stuff in that people can join in with. There may be some sales coming up, so you might be able to get a few more people in ships at sea. I'd love to get a few more people in railroads online. We've got Wreckfest we're going to do. We will do some more golf with your friends. We've got trucking that we'll do. I want to do some flight. So I will whip out my 9-inch solid one at some point. And we'll do some more flight. So lots of things to come. Anyway. There we go. I will end there because... no. Jesus Christ, Trent. I flatter you, sir. I can flatten you. Sorry, that sounded wrong. I'm in one of those moods. Leave me alone. We will end there. Tomorrow night, back with... something. I don't know what yet. There'll be something tomorrow night. It'll be multiplayer. I don't know who it'll be. I don't know what it'll be. But you'll see at about 5:30 on Twitch what the game will be, because that's when I change the thing telling you, anyone that cares what game it is. And then at 6 o'clock you'll see it. So something tomorrow night. Thursday though, we're definitely going to be doing some OMSI. I'm going to be playing with some bicycles. That's going to go well. Friday night, we've got some bingo, so don't forget you can join in with that as well. We've got a couple of us so far, so hopefully we can get a few more to join in with bingo on Friday. Saturday night, we've got some Mexican trucking. I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to be in a mod truck as well, a cab over. So we're all going to try and be in identical trucks. Haven't told anybody else that yet, but that's what it's going to be. And then Sunday lunchtime, back on the farm. And then more things back next week. So there we go. Thanks to you lot in chat then for keeping me company for another couple of hours. No, for the last couple of hours. I really need to something. Who did the things? Cameron followed. Joey Jammy followed. Tom threw some bits at me. And that was it. Trent, you are a complete and utter lunatic. Trent banned someone. But thank you, Trent and everyone. And Tiger, I shall miss you until the next time. Bubbles, not so much. I'll be back tomorrow night with some people to do some things. Stop it, Trent. Until then, if you have been, thanks very much for watching. Oh shit, not that one. It is that one. Bye. Galileo, Galileo, will you do the fandango?